Jasami Bookworm podcast. And we're here meeting with Ian Mack / Simpson Monroe, author.
Hey.
Oh.
I'm interviewing you. This is Ian Mack podcast.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's a Jasami podcast, but so you're here for interviewing your own podcast.
All right. I guess I've been told.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do, I would say normally a co-host,
so,
which we do quite well together.
Yeah, so it's Jasami
Bookworm podcast.
Thingy.
Yeah, you can't.
Thingy.
Don't.
Thingy. It's months since we've been together.
I know. I think it's actually been over half a year. In fact, I think it was 2023 when we did the last one.
That's more than 6 months ago. Is that not just what I said? Oh,
yes.
You're a goddamn nightmare. Tell me.
Do not swear on my program. This is rated for children.
Right, okay, tell me. How's the past 6 months been for Jasami?
Well, I guess this is the time we get to do the big announcement. That
I'm really not interested, but tell me what happened in the last 6 months with Jasami.
How
many books have you put out?
At least the audience will be interested and they wonder why I do this.
No, you wonder why I do it. Anyway, go for it. Right, so tell me. Let's just start with January 2024. How's things going? We're 5 months into a year.
Yes, actually almost 6 months into the year, but it's close enough.
Right,
anyway,
close
on the
enough for
4th of January, as you well know, we became Jasami Publishing and Production CIC, Community Interest Company.
Right.
So we are now a social enterprise and not-for-profit.
Right.
Doesn't mean that we won't make money, but it means we will give it back as we always have. So now we have the official categorization that way. So that's made it quite busy for the year. We have a lot of plans doing. We have several books coming out this year, including one by Simpson Monroe. And so, yes, it's exciting times.
Right. So, for people that don't know, what is a CIC company? Because you've extended your email address to about 3 days by the time you get it typed in. So
it is a bit longer.
Yeah.
Well, since we do have a new website, the email address does go to the website, so that's the reason it's that way.
Okay. So what's a CIC company for people who don't know?
Community Interest Company is one that's designated to contribute back to the community.
Right.
That's why we're a not-for-profit. So the money, the additional funds we make and the funds we raise will be used for community projects and people, actually. Right. More importantly, the people in the community.
Okay, so where has Jasami Publishing gone from Jasami Publishing to CIC, and what books have you got in each direction?
Jasami Publishing Limited will never go away because that's my initial baby, obviously.
Okay, that was your...
Yes, the first.
The birth.
So, yes, the first one. And it's over 5.5 years old now, so it won't ever go away. The focus of the new company is with projects that are dedicated to different members of the community. For example, Call of the Void is one of the books we're publishing, and it's focusing and working with the LGBT community. We also work with authors, as we always have, that do give back to the community, such as Chef Ruth, who gave £1,500. It was donated to Pilgrim's Hospice. So we've always given money back to the community, but now we're working on doing even more with it. We're working on an educational series. We're going to coordinate with a local school, yet to be announced. And we have 2 young hosts. I think I can announce this. Lucy, who is 11, and Jack, who is 9. And so it will be young children who are going to host it, and then it will be an educational project.
Right, so I know nothing about the 11-year-old and the 9-year-old, and nobody else will know that, so can you explain that a wee bit further as to what they're going to be doing?
Well, it's hosting a show that's educational. They started, I think they started with Fox Kids. There was there is a program that started years ago. Now they're all teenagers and work on it, but they will all be educational subjects. So it will cover the social sciences, it will cover maths, it will cover different subjects within the community. And we will be partnering with the school, as I said, yet to be announced.
Right, so when are you home to get this off the ground?
Well, we've been doing the initial research. It will probably be, we anticipate starting to film in September. So again, the exact timeline needs to be worked out. That's the anticipated timeline at the moment. We are also working on a docudrama. We would like to produce it in-house, but we're looking for the opportunity to partner with another production company. In the Square Mile of Murder, one of them is the two Jessies. And Jesse died, and the other Jesse was accused of the murder. And it's got a lot of social impact on it because of the working class at the time, the judge who was very social class oriented and focused on if you came from the right class, you were never guilty no matter what you had done. So that one's going to be interesting. We're working on also with Karen Clark, who is one of the Jesse who was accused of the murder, is one of her related ancestors. So
that was it not Judith?
Judith Bowers?
Yeah,
yes.
Judith Bowers.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember her name. Hey, she's good.
She's phenomenal. She is really knowledgeable about the history in Glasgow, the Square Mile of Murders.
Yeah.
If you want to look up an old show on YouTube, The People's History, you can put that in and search with Judith Bowers, and it'll come up, and she'll be taking you on a tour.
Yeah.
So she is one of the new directors with the new company, and so she's an excellent asset as well as a good friend.
Has Judith not got a link to the world's oldest surviving music hall?
The Britannia Panopticon.
Yeah, okay.
And that's one of the events we'll be doing this year. We haven't really gone in any chronological order, but
we haven't.
No,
so, but Judith has got a link to that, hasn't she?
Yes, she's one of the trustees, and she takes care of the building itself with programs and productions and such. She's been devoted to it for quite a long time. I think it's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years. I'm sorry, Judith, I can't remember the exact date, but I know you've devoted yourself to there for quite a long period of time. Yeah,
but Judith's not just Judith with a Panopticon. Judith is Judith with a whole background.
Yes, she's done archaeology, she's done history, she has written a book about the music hall, and we are actually working with her to edit the Magic Lantern, which is due out on the 2nd of November, and the launch will be at the Panopticon.
And she's doing a monthly podcast with yourself?
Yes, she's
reading hard book?
Reading a chapter.
Yeah. And it's been really, really good so far. It's
very popular. It's very well received. The voice, her reading manner is, you're just entranced.
Aye. To say the least, because I've edited all of them, and you just get so drawn in to what she's talking about.
Exactly.
And if you hear any singing in the background, we're not going there as to why they're singing in the background.
It's from the football game that we will not
mention.
Scottish
Cup final today.
Yes, exactly.
But anyway,
so
we'll leave it at that.
We'll absolutely.
Okay, so Panopticon, first 5 months. How do you look at Jasami over the first 5 months? Do you feel it's grown and it's taking time because businesses just don't suddenly appear and become success? It's a growing process.
It's an evolution. We have evolved from being a limited company into being a social enterprise.
Yeah.
One of the most wonderful, I would say, gifts this year is Manon Palmer has accepted to be head of social media for Jasami, and she has a social media content team that she works with. Check out our website to see all the details, but she is so talented at what she does, her ideas for marketing and the gifts that she has. Our creative team members are all wonderful and give so much to Jasami. Jasami would not be where we are now without the team.
Right. I know for a fact that you're not big on Facebook.
Well, it's handled by the social media team, so
Right.
I don't have to worry about it.
Right. And you're not the best fan of Facebook either, are you?
No, I don't believe in, and it's different for everybody. My personal life is my personal life.
Yeah.
So I don't feel the need to go in and share it with the world.
I'm not talking about your personal life. I'm talking about your company. And
Well, that's necessary for the company.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
and
necessary for the
Mano
company.
and these guys get it out there.
Right, and we have an Instagram page. We've got a TikTok video. We're even on Twitter. I'm not using the new name because I don't like it. We're on Twitter, and we will be releasing a new YouTube channel. Stay tuned for the exact date, and we've got exciting things that we're going to be filming and putting on the YouTube channel.
Okay, so would you say January to May things are really starting to grow with your writers and your authors and your self-publishing team? Because this is something that's come in recently.
The self-publishing consultancy, we've been working on it for 2 years now, and that has grown. And fortunately, because of what we do provide, it's a consultancy, and the services we've given, we've had several referrals, and we have Paul Wandrum and his sister Megan have come back, and we're working with them on the second book, The Door Darkener, to be released next year. We have releases this year, but that's for next year, and several other projects. Scarlet is coming out next year, and the other one is Attrick Water. So it takes care of 2025. At the moment, we are working Cooking Tales. It will be released this year. Going Home, which is the third part in the trilogy of the Andy Blackmore Police Constable series. And that is, the release date on that is the 26th of July. Stay tuned. We'll be doing pre-orders starting in June. And yes, and then the Call of the Void, as I mentioned. And then also on the 2nd of November, we will be working on the release and the launch with Judith Bowers for the Magic Lantern.
Right, okay. So, for those that have never listened into your podcast, in any way, Cooking Tales fascinates me because I know about it. So, for MD New, do you want to tell them about Cooking Tales?
It's a group of Scottish Asian women who have come to Scotland in the 50s and the 60s. And back then, the UK was not known for its culinary adventurous skills. Much better word. Culinary skills. It was just known for mince and tatties kind of thing.
Nothing wrong with mince and tatties.
Yes, that's true, but there are no spices in it. So they came to a new country, starting a new life, and as everyone knows, home and hearth is all about food. We have birthday cakes when we go out to celebrate. As we went to celebrate Ian Mac's birthday, it was with dinner. So food is about the celebration, and especially when it comes to your culture and how it's used. So we are working on the recipes for it. So it's a biographical cookbook, because it tells the story of each woman who has contributed to it, gives their recipe, and then we're going to have some really great reviewers on it. We're very excited about this project. We're continuing to ask for the donations and contributions for this project from the Scottish Asian community. their commitment to this project will make it the success I know it's going to be.
Yeah, so the Mela Festival, which is a huge Indian festival, is coming up in the next few weeks. I would hope that book is released in time for the next Mela Festival, because I think it would be massive that people can look back on their heritage. They're Scottish Indian, they're not Indian. Does that make sense?
It's the Scottish Asian group, because they, although their history is from there, they've adopted Scotland as their country,
as their home.
So that's why it's the mixture of the cultures. However, retaining your own culture to a certain extent, just as when the Scots go overseas, they retain their culture while moving somewhere else.
So basically, what the current Indian generation would be buying would be their granny's recipes. From the 50s, 60s.
Yes, and what they had to do. Yeah. So the essential part to the cookbook is that since they did not have the spices that were available from home, they would bring them when they came to visit. Yeah. However, they couldn't bring everything. So it's what they used, as an alternative, and the recipes and how they altered. In a way, it's similar to with World War II, certain things, with rationing wasn't available, how they made it different. Yeah. So, but it's the incorporation of their culture and bringing it. And now, obviously, the UK is known for its culinary standing with the phenomenal chefs that we have nowadays. Yeah. So it's a very different story that, when you think of it 70 years ago, 60 years ago, what wasn't available, and we do have it now because Indian restaurants are very, very popular.
I'm really looking forward to this book coming out, because I know I can go to Sainsbury's, Asda, Tesco, and other food stores that are available without advertising, and pick up this, that, and the next thing and trying them out.
Yes, well, the great part of it is that you can see, what the recipe was originally, and then what they had to do to adapt it to the times. Yeah. I think one of the key aspects of the book is also their personal story of their journey and how it affected them. And I think that understanding and accepting cultural uniqueness is so important, especially nowadays. We don't want to be a completely blended society, to quote one of my favorites, Star Trek. We're not the Borg, we're not an amalgamation. We are unique to ourselves, and each individual story is so inspiring from the women. So I'm looking forward to that one coming out myself.
Didn't like Star Trek.
Beam me up,
Scotty. Beam me up, Scotty, and give us a chicken curry. No, it didn't happen. Right?
But you noticed that the engineer was Scottish, so
yeah, we Scotty. And Leonard Nimoy with big ears and all the rest of it. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. We're almost at the end of May, and I think the second half of this year is going to be quite exciting. So, and I know you've got plans, so what do you want to tell and what do you want to keep secret? Go for it.
Well, I think part of it is pay special attention, please, to our events page, because that is going to become quite full rather rapidly. Yeah. I'm going to be doing a presentation in conjunction with Arcbound in July. Okay,
for those who don't know what Arcbound is, you want to tell?
Arcbound is a local charity that works with those who are challenged and disenfranchised and are gifted, to help them to be able to publish their works, provide guidance with it. Go to arcbound.org and investigate it more closely. I work with them as a mentor, but I also work with them on other levels as well. Okay. So they have a new bookstore office on the south side, and I'll reveal further details on the website.
Okay.
But I'll be doing a presentation about creative writing. Then in August, of course, we will be attending the Edinburgh International Book Festival and doing our podcast from there.
Okay.
Recording and probably doing a few live podcasts.
Right.
Also in August, we are going down to the Chiltern Open Air Museum, where our author B.D. Wilberforce, Ben, will be presenting on his book, Furs, Sweethearts, and Swan Songs. Now, for an introduction to the museum, it's open air museum. It's where horrible histories are filmed, and quite a lot of other shows are done there. So I'm very, very excited about that.
Okay.
And that will be on our events page.
Mm-hmm.
And then in September,
That's a biggie.
I'm pausing because this is so wonderful for us. We will be participating in the Oxfam, doing the presentations, workshops for the September weekend. And it's the West End Festival, and that will be advertised. All the details will come through. We have several of our authors presenting there. One of the key members of the Jasami, I say family because I call him that, is Steve Logan.
Right.
He is a poet and musician. And so he will be speaking at Oxfam, and the details to be released on the events page. But the most important part is he will be doing a gig. We are going to have a poetry and musical evening from 7 to 9 p.m. Tickets will be available through Eventbrite.
Right, but Steve's not Scottish, is he?
He is from
He's a poet,
Wales.
singer, songwriter.
Yes, and he's from Wales.
He's from Wales.
And yes, that's the way to put it.
Yep.
So he has taught at Cambridge and has had a varied career, both through his poetry and being a musician. That's also the details and links are available on our website.
Yeah.
So he's going to be doing that. We're going to have several of our homegrown authors reading their poetry beforehand, and then Steve will wind up with his poetry and music.
Music night, yeah. So I think, if I remember, you did this last year. It's the West End Book Festival.
Yes.
Yeah, and you did your bit in the Oxfam shop.
We had several authors visit. Joy Dakers was there, and she was talking about her book. Yeah. She's going to be appearing again and doing, it's more of a photography workshop.
Yeah.
And then we have several of the other authors. I'm not going to tell you the whole list. We have to have a little mystery.
Right, we'll approach that one nearer the time.
Yes.
And really, it's an exciting second half of the year for you. It's as if things have just gone from 0 to we're going to the moon.
In a way, because of the company and the adaptation to it, and also the new projects that we want to do. We will always remain a traditional publisher. We will offer the self-publishing consultancy. That's key. We are working more getting into productions with what I've described, also with the gig and the new YouTube channel that we'll be introducing. So yes, we have a lot of work, and again, it's thank you to the team that we're able to do this, because I know I can do a lot of work. However, there's no way we could get as much done, especially in social media, without our team members.
Yeah, and I know, or a little bit told me, you recently did a Malky's Million.
Oh, the audiobook, yes.
The audiobook, yes.
We are
I couldn't remember the name of it because I've never seen a moment.
That's only because you had a birthday recently.
At the blonde moment. Yeah, at the blonde moment, not a senile moment. Blonde moment, sorry.
I have them all the time,
audio.
I'm blonde.
Audio. Yeah, I know that. That's why I'm saying at the blonde moment. Audio. You did an audio with
Yes.
Malky's Millions.
Yes, we're very excited. That's going to be
We're
released
ready.
in the next couple of weeks. We did it at a local studio that is on our website. And it's Carlton Studios, located very right in Glasgow. Wonderful, wonderful people to work with.
Yep.
So, and they're on our affiliate page if you want to find any additional details about recordings and such. I highly recommend them. Very professional.
Yeah. Right on the banks of the River Clyde.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
With a beautiful cafe right in the same building.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And who's the guy that owns it again? That looks like a hippie from the 1960s.
It's Barney.
Barney.
He has his own band.
Barney's not his name though, is it?
He has his own band.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yes, for further details, I'm not going to reveal all of the secrets.
Oh,
You can go
come
onto our
on.
website.
You know why his name's Barney. You know why his name's Barney.
And they can check
Are
out his
you
website.
having a blonde moment? 'Cause
No.
You can't remember why.
Nope, I am not. I'm leaving it up to you to either explain or everybody can
Right.
visit the website.
It's got something to do with Fred, hasn't it? It's got something to do with Fred Flintstone. And his wee mate. And his brother's name was Fred. And he became...
That would have been Barney. Rebel. Except it wouldn't be Rebel.
with his long grey hair. Anyway, anything else you want to add in? We are...
Rapidly pursuing the end of the podcast. So the only thing I wish to say is please visit the website for all of the details. Our events page is going to be full quite soon, and we look forward to introducing all of the new projects to you. There is one other thing I would like to say.
Okay, go for it.
As a social enterprise, we are going to be working on getting funding for the projects that are quite large, and we're a small organization. So please look at our website and then check everything out. We have a beautiful new green page as Jasami Publishing and Productions, and that's key for us because with funding available, I know we won't go into politics, but obviously it was cut quite recently. So there are funding challenges, and the projects that we want to do, they're educational series. It's about giving back to the community. So helping us helps the community. So
Okay.
I thank you.
So where will I find your website? Give us that.
Jasami
Dot.
Publishing and Productions. And just put that into it. It'll pop right up, and you'll see we're a community interest company.
Yeah, I'll save you about 3 days' time.
You can even just put Jasami Publishing in, and you'll find us. We're easy to find. This has been delightful. You haven't had to do anything. And it's my podcast. But thank you for hosting.
I thought it was mine.
No, nice try.
Oh, okay. Okay, from me, Ian Mack. Not my podcast, Jasami Publishing's podcast. Been a pleasure to be here. Cheers from me.
And this is Michèle at Jasami Bookworm Podcast. As always, it's a wonderful time sharing it with Ian Mack or Simpson Monroe, whatever character he likes to be at the time. But as I say at the end of every podcast, we wish you a sunny day.
And I'm going to take this down the road with me, and I'm going to have to edit it, but I don't think I'm going to have to edit very, very much. From me, adios.